Okay, last night we were talking about Maftir, and I quoted from a Sefer, Nefesh Chaya, and I said that the Sefer was made by a person named Rabbi Bogomilsky. It's ha'aretz on Shulchan Arok, on the Shulchan Arok. Over there, so we explained yesterday what the shackles of Maftir to a Yortzeit and everything. So I mentioned that the Olam maybe heard the name Rabbi Bogomilsky because there's a Sefer called Shalos of Shuvas Min HaShamayim. And how do we know about Shalos of Shamayim? That the Rebbe, who is such a phenomenal Baki, mentions this Sefer, that he brings over there the date of Yutes Kislev. So I just brought, I had this Sefer, I said yesterday, so I brought the Sefer here to show it what it is. This the one who made this Sefer is not the Rabbi Bogomilsky. The Rabbi Bogomilsky was collected the different prints of this Sefer, and he made comments, he made footnotes to the Sefer. But basically, the Sefer is called Shalos Shuvas Min HaShamayim, and it says Rabbeinu Yaakov Mimam Rosh. And it says that he was one of the Bali HaTaisus. In other words, what you learn in Gemara Taisus, Rabbeinu Tam, the Rim Kubil, different Bali HaTaisus, he was one of the Bali HaTaisus. And what he used to do was, when he had a shaila and he didn't have an answer, so he would dream about it, and he would ask the Eibishter.
He would write upon the pillow on the boat.
So let me read this piece over here, because it's about Yutes Kislev. I mean, the shaila has nothing to do with Yutes Kislev, but it's interesting. See, in this whole Sefer, he doesn't give dates when he asks the shaila. There's only 2 times in the Sefer that he gives a date when he asks the shaila, and one of that is Yutes Kislev.
What's the other date?
The other date, at second one over here, it's not a Lubavitcher date. Hey, that's something I was. This will show you the other date. Chavtes Be'elul. That means the day before Rosh Hashanah.
It's so
But over here, it's interesting.
What year was this?
What year he lived?
When did
It must have been about 800 years ago. This shara has to do with what's called Tfilas Ezra. And there's a shara Tfilas Ezra. That so there's a shara if Tfilas Ezra was a skabel, and if it was bottled, or does it only apply to Torah, or does it only apply to Tefillah? So that's what he talks about over here. So he said he had a shayla about Tfilas Ezra, and then he says as follows: V'achazeh shivu. He had a few answers about it. He said after this that Shemanu me'achari apagud. We heard from the lashon achari apagud is like the Gemara says in Chagiga on Daled Nifnasu the Pardes, and so the pagud was like a curtain. It says Shemanu me'achari apagud. The entire Kol Yisrael Yachad Yefsher. Ach, in Yitaru Shlichat Siba B'chol Mokum Yitmaru B'yis HaGoyim. In other words, that the Chazan at least should go to the mikveh. What Tfilah says, B'chol Mokum Mugish L'Shmi V'Mincha Tahira Over Yalechu Be'Rechticha. That the Eibush is saying that wherever you will be talking about me, and it'll be betara. So Obi Alechu Beraticha. Then he goes on over here. This is the part. He says, After I saw all this, what he writes before, Sha'alti, I asked, Rel Gimel means Monday night, Tuesday, Yutes L'chodesh Kislev. He says, in Bor LP Me'es Hashem, Imlav. In other words, I want to check if this is direct from the Eibush. That's the answer. He says, this is my question. He says, Honor, please, Melech Elyon, talking to the Eibush. Akel Agod Agiv Anayim, Shemer Abriz V'Achesed V'Ayavov, Shemar B'Rizcha V'Chaslecha Imanu. Okay. V'tzava U'Malechecha Akdoshim, and give an order to your holy angels. Hamamunim Al Tshuva Shelas Chacham. There's special malachim that they handle, like you say, night workers. That when they work at night, when they ask questions, there's special malachim that handle the shayla. Amar she'eshal milfnei kisei kvedecha. I'm going to ask. Shuva mitas l'nechayna. I want to have a true and correct answer. Dover al efanov.
Each thing
The director to every part of the question. Baru umavura the pasuk oiba halacha. Either the answer should be a pasuk or halacha. Below shum suffix. It should be clear. In other words, sometimes you have an answer, but it's ambiguous. It's not clear. He says, "Himli shayil akol eila hadvarim asher bo al pi b'tshuvas hashayla shesh alpi me'inyan tfilas barikarein about tefillah that as the tefillah im meltzu hadvarim meruach hakodesh v'im yesh b'hem te'elis." In other words, I want to know if the answers, the questions that I asked and I got answers, were they al pi ruach hakodesh. V'im tayv l'galoisam, should I reveal them? L'chosni to my son-in-law, Harav Yosef, u'letzavis olav, and to tell him, l'hadiyam l'chachmei ha'aretz, to tell him to the scholars, oyim bo al pi meruach acheres, or did it come from some other source? V'ein bom te'elis, v'tayvli la'astiram u'al limam. It's better I should. So it says the Haitian. So now came the answer. Be'emes hoye dvar Hashem v'advarim atikim. In other words, what you were told was taka dvar Hashem.
Authentic.
It's an old thing. It's accepted. Atik yamim amr. Atik yamim goes on the Eibush. The Eibush is Atik yamim, the one from the old before time. V'yam yam b'sura. And over here he says the words, he said before it was Yutas Kislev, right? And he writes, Yom B'Sura, today is a special day. V'chekino ad ora boker. So we waited till the morning.
Because he got an answer, such a good answer.
Yeah. V'acha shor heshivo. And something means like after an hour on the day, let's say the day starts 6 o'clock. 7 o'clock, we got the answer. V'ish asher yasa b'zodim v'vilt ishmael akayin v'oimed v'shares sham u'meisa ishahu v'hinei alechi imok u'shmaticha v'chol asher teilach. In other words, he's saying that what you heard is correct, and be very careful about it. So this is what the Rebbe quoted over here, that in the Sefer it says Yutes Kislev, and it says that it's Yom B'Sura. So in the footnotes over here, this already is from Reuven Magolios. So the footnote, he writes over here, Hine Gam Hola, later on, b'tshuva al bakasha zu, hugad hayam yem besura. Muchach shezechusa shayem kagarim. V'ayim b'seif mishmer shalom, v'agayin Shimon Palov, shekasab b'yem yitas kisav. So he writes as a Bereisen. Bereisen means in Russian or Ukraine. That's they call it Bereisen. Over Kama Mekaimus, ein Eimer by Tchina. They don't say Tachton. V'noigim by Simcha. V'heye. So this Palov wrote, Heye Sham Sharabenu V'Rosham B'Shum Sheila HaTayrech V'Ezel Shol. No place does he say the night, the date of the night that he has the question, except only here and also in that other place. The night that is known, Shabbai B'Yayim Yehu Od Rabbeinu HaKadosh V'Reinu Be'ber Mimezrich Gam Yotza B'Y Talmidei HaGodel Reshin Zayin Esef Shnei Zalman Miladi, Mibeis Asurim, V'hoya Toiva Klovus Kiyudua. It was a great thing. V'ayim V'geres HaKodesh Avarav. But this is the...
I want to see the guy's name.
Yep. He has a whole Akdama over here, about a 20-page Akdama about Margolis, about what Nevuah is, what Ruach HaKodesh is, what Baskol is, all these things, what Gilo Yo is, and it brings from all over Shas where these things are mentioned.
He said this is Shaykh Nevuah nowadays. Shaykh Nevuah nowadays.
The Gemara says, there's a Gemara that says that by Ktanim there's Nevuah.
Yeah,
The Gemara also says after the form. Again, even the people who not like me, even
calls from other Slavim.
but not the Shaitans, you know, the regular people.
His Svarim, Magolis, I think he worked for him also, were given up by Moshe Rav Kook in Eretz Yisrael. And Moshe Rav Kook, the head of Moshe Rav Kook, I forgot his name now, but the Rebbe didn't like him. He didn't like him. Huh?
That guy.
Not him. The head of Moshe Rav Kook, I forgot. One of famous from the government. Yeah, what was his name? Yeah. Right. I have Sorry Ameh. Yeah, and the Sefer Chassidim, he gave it a Yehuda Achos for Sefer Chassidim.
Oh, he took it out for you?
He gave it out. No, he gave out a whole Sefer Chassidim also with a lot of Agos. I forgot what his name was. Slipped my memory.
Because
Who?
I had the Sorry Ameh.
Yeah.
He wasn't Chaver Knesset.
Yeah, 5 Chalokim, Sorry Ameh. Because 5 volume set. Yeah, I forgot his name. Who? No.
Because there's a picture of the Rebbe with the Rabbi Ma'am, that's from Eitzer Rav Kook.
The letters from the Pinker Rebbe to Rav Kook himself.
Okay.
Something he didn't. He get it. He had some issue with the Frierdiker Rebbe, the Menahel of Moshe Rav Kook, and the Rebbe set up the Rebbe didn't want to be. It wasn't guided him at all. But he was a famous Mizrahi person. This was from the Mizrahi.
Yeah, Eitzer Rav Kook.
Yeah. I forgot the
Like art school, they do a good job. The most popular Rambam for many years is Rambam Ram.
Yeah. Well, today in the Dvar Malchus, the Rambam is
Yes, he's Rambam.
is with the Rambam Ram.
Still. And there's a picture of the Rebbe with the Rambam.
Yeah, the Rebbe always wanted
the
the
Sukkah.
oil, from the oil.
With the Ramah.
It's not. Who?
Leibowitz?
No, not Leibowitz. It's not Leibowitz. It's not Chalap. I forgot. It's a modern Hebrew name. Okay, let's start Coach, one סימן over here. It's סימן Pei,
What do you sugar? I look at you.
and it's Chsas Mi Malachas HaSudas B'Shabbos. You know, some of this סימן Pei is the centerpiece in the קיצור Shulchan Aruch. But basically, he goes through the Lamates Malachas in a brief way. So he says over here, in the beginning, he says, Ika. Yeah.
What was his name?
But Fishman wasn't the real name. He had another name also. Maimon. Yeah. He had another.
Right.
Fishman was before it became Mizrahi and everything. So he says over here, Ika HaMalachas Shenesu Lonu L'Asaysam B'Shabbos, that these are the basic halachas that we're not allowed to do on Shabbos. Kvar Noidu L'Roi B'nei Yisrael. Most people know it. V'loi nichtav kan rak midvarim shaloi noidu l'rabim v'heim midvarim shlichim. In other words, there's a lot big arichas of Hilchos Shabbos. After Rebbe ends the Tanya with learning Hilchos Shabbos, how important it is, and it's hard to be a real Shabbos kilchosa if you don't know the dinim. But so now he starts as follows. Also, l'shtamash oir aner, dava hatzorach iyan ketzas. Amol Gezeiten, before they had electricity, so they would make a fire, and the fire would give off light. So there's different type of ways to make a fire. One way to make a fire was to take a bowl of oil and put a wick into it and light the wick. So just like we have by Hanukkah. That's what we do by Hanukkah. So we say, Anei Yisrael, also Ishtamish by Hanukkah. But Shabbos, you're allowed to. So he's saying over here that even though you're allowed to have it on Shabbos and you're allowed to use it, but that's the reason you're making it. You're making it taka in order to. But he says you shouldn't use the candle for something that needs concentration. To learn something that you have to concentrate. The Gozer Rabbanon, the Rabbanon were Gozer Shema Yishkach V'Yata Es Haner. Maybe he'll forget and he'll bend the candle. L'karev Es Hashemen El Psilo. To get, because when there's more oil on the wick, it burns brighter. So if we want to increase to see better the print, so maybe v'yischayev mishum maver. So that'll be a shayev of maver, making a fire on Shabbos. Because to make a fire bigger is the same thing as maver. Ushnayim mutarim likros mitoch sefer echad be'inyan echad. Two are allowed to sit together b'chavrusa, learn why? Because she'im yoveh ha'echad lahatais chaveira yaskireo. If one wants to chop the candle to see better, the other says, "Hey, it's Shabbos, you can't do it." So stop him.
By the time he corrects him,
What was that?
By the time he corrects him, it's too late.
Well,
You got to be quick on the draw.
we're not talking over here that Reb Nota, we're not talking here that the two are going together. One fell asleep, and so then you're right. But they were both alert, B'Shas Meister. Yeah. Okay. Ubenedish Shalonu, Shahachelev, Oyashaiva, Koruch Alapsila, Noigam Wahata. Now, another way to make light was the candles that we have. The candles that we have really are paraffin. It's like some type of a chemical that hardens up, but a Morgenzeiten, they used to take the fat of the animal. In other words, even today there was a time, it still is Mustama, a time, what does the butcher do with all the fat? Whatever he could sell, he pushes on the customer. But whatever he can't sell, he trims away. He has to trim away some of it. So the butchers used to have like a barrel, and they would fill up all and then there came a company that would buy this barrel from the butcher. It was called tallow in English. That's how they would shape that. They would cook it up and shape it and make candles from. That's why then there used to be whole shilas on Morgenzeiten if some of it dripped on a milchige dishwasher. There was a shilah. There used to be also shilah by Kriyas HaTorah. If it dripped on a letter in the Sefer Torah, because the Valkaida had a candle of him next to him, and it was shouted drip. Was the shilah, are you allowed to take it off on Shabbos? These are different shilah. Or they made from shaiva. Shaiva is wax. The way we don't have today any candles that are made from chaylev, but we have candles that are made from wax. The idea is because those candles, turning the candle is not going to make the light any bigger. So the shayla just is that turning the candle may extinguish the light. So that's there's what's called a gram mavir, and there's a gram kivu. A gram mavir means that you're causing it to become bigger, stronger. If you're causing it to become bigger, so that's a yisur deraisa. If it's you're causing it, you may cause it to go out. So that is also kivu is a big problem. In other words, what does kivu mean? Just if someone sees a candle burning and he goes and he blows out the candle, okay, he does it with his hand. Like people don't blow out candles, but he does it with his hand. So the shayla, even though you put out the candle, but it depends why you put it out. We have a rule by Shabbos, what's called Melacha She'ein Tzricha L'Gufa. When is kivu also? If you want the charcoal. Marshall, let's say someone, it's a known rule that if you have a candle, okay, and you light the candle, and you want it to burn better, so it's good to extinguish the fire, and the middle you have a piece of pacham, the top of the psila became pacham, became like charcoal. And then later, if you light the charcoal, it's going to burn better. For them, Nemtzul Dominig, by Shabbos, that they have what they call hivuv. That the question who should do it. But some have a minute that the husband does it. That the husband sets up the candles, he lights them, and he extinguishes them, and then the woman comes and lights it. So over there, if you did that on Shabbos, it will be a malacha tzricha gufa, because you want the pacham. But if you're extinguishing, not because you need the pacham, or you just extinguished, so that's the malacha tzricha gufa. So that's why he says over here that there's no shy. We don't. The gezerah doesn't apply of it by moving the candle and making the fire bigger, which is a isur deraisa mavir. So there's a gezerah shemiyata. But where by moving the candle, you can extinguish it, and it's going to be a malach shein tzricha gufa. So we don't make a gezerah in such a case. Ach tzara rasas eize heker shrei yovei lichtzes roish hapsila shenasa pacham. That he shouldn't break off the piece because the pacham he wants. Ularambam havi iser deraisa. Vafila yidei avikachavim asura liktzos roish hapsila. So that you have to be careful. This is also Gerat Gevon candles. But electric is two things. Electric, first of all, touching it is not going to make it higher. It's not going to make it lower. So the whole shower doesn't apply by electric. The fact that it's up on the ceiling, that makes no difference really. Because that's why candle also, the same shiva. But we're talking about if you have, say, a lamp on the table, so there's no shiva of the lamp itself may be muktzah, but muktzah is also is a issa d'rabbanan.
And if you didn't prepare before Shabbos.
So that's the Yagdam over here. Okay. No,